11 rusted relics, buried under decades of New England hell. But one secret will spill your coffee.
Spill your coffee. Stick around, cause I'm not spilling it yet. Nah, you gotta earn it through the grit. Hey, if you're new here on Gearhead Garageware, we chase down the ghosts of American iron. Wrench M alive, and let M roar one more time like they respitting in the face of planned obsolescence. You re-in for a ride that smells like wet hay, fresh varnish, and that faint temps of victory oil. I'm Jake, the guy who's traded college degrees for grease. Under my nails, weekends for weekends, elbow deep in fenders, and yeah, maybe a few relationships for the hum of a straight six at idle. Today, we're cracking open a barn door that's been sealed tighter than my ex's grudges. Up in the piney wilds of Maine. It started with a tip from old man Harlan whispers over a crackly phone line. Voice like gravel in a coffee grinder, about a forgotten fleet tucked away since the Clinton years. When gas was cheap and trucks were built to outlast grudges. I pull up at dawn, truck lights cutting fog thicker than chowder, boots crunching frost that bites like a bad weld. The barn's this sagging red hulk, leaning like it's had one too many, and inside, 11 Silverados, stacked like forgotten promises or the regrets you shove in the attic. First one I touch. A 92 CK 1500, faded blue, like a sailor's tattoo after too many storms. Hood popped from the last nor'easter that tried to claim it as scrap. Engine's a 5.7 Vortec pure, unfiltered V8 heartbeat, no turbo nonsense. Just displacement that displaces doubt. I hook up the jumper, cross my fingers like it's a prayer, and she fires on the third crank, belching blue smoke that hangs in the air like sweet regret. But damn, that rumble. It's the sound of backroads calling you home. Gravel under tires, wind whipping secrets out the window. We haul them out one by one, me and the boys, Tommy with his bad knee from a 72 Nova flip. Enrico, who swears by Mexican hot rods but melts for these yank tanks cursing the mud. That sucks at our boots, like it don't want to let go. Laughing our asses off when a 88 square body snags a low beam and nearly clocks me square in the dome. Watch it, Jake, or you'll be the 12th relic. Tommy hollers, and we're doubled over, tools clattering. These trucks, they ain't pretty, not by a long shot. Dents like war stories etched in U-arter panels, frames webbed with rust from winters that had snapped lesser bones clean. Salt lines, creeping up the rockers like veins on an old fighter's knuckles, but survivors, every damn one. Take the 95 extended cab, 4x4 beast that Harlan swore pulled his lobster boat through gales that sank clippers back in 98. I slide behind the wheel. Key slipping into the slot feels like easing into an old flannel shirt, worn soft but tough as hell. Throttle down on a salty coastal run. Foghorns moaning in the distance, and holy hell, it grips like a loyal dog with a grudge. No modern nanny tech beeping warnings, just raw torque twisting the earth, the live axle dancing over potholes like it's line dancing at a hoedown. Bouncy, sure, unapologetic as a first love, begging for gravel therapy or a moonlit cruise where the stars feel close enough to tweak. Features weave into the soul of these beasts, not bolted on like aftermarket bling. The bench seat swallows 3 gearheads, easy, vinyl cracked but cradling like a memory. Foam hug from 93. Radio crackles, AM Gold Springsteen, crooning about thunder roads while you're punching it through a squall, and the handling. On a twisty backroad detour, where the asphalt buckles like bad regrets, it corners with that old school sway. Body roll that tells you you're alive, not strapped into some sanitized crossover. Fuel economy, laughable 12 on a good day, but who cares when the tank's cheap and the journey's the point. These dropped mid-80s through late 90s, square-shouldered sentinels before Q-folders multiplied like rabbits and screens stole the dash. Prices in this mad market. A barn-fresh 90s Silverado like these, roughed up but runnable. $8K to $15,000. Once you pour some heart and elbow grease in, cheaper than therapy, twice the therapy. But value, it's in the stories they carry, the way they make you feel. 10 feet tall, king of the hall. Halfway through the stack, the suspense thickens like motor oil in January tires, spinning wild on glare ice as we winched the 91 out. A fuel line bursts like a bad punchline, spraying us with ghosts of bad gas. We're elbow deep, stories flowing freer than the beer later. That 89, with the ghost of a deer etched in its grill. Antlers bent like a bad handshake. Or the 93 that hummed through blizzards while families huddled inside. Heater blasting defiance at 0 degrees. Humor sneaks in when we pry open a toolbox wedged under the 90s seat full of Harlan's chew tins. A rusted socket set and a faded Polaroid of him grinning beside him all, arms slung wide like a proud papa. These boys outlasted 2 wives and a divorce lawyer. He chuckles over black coffee in his kitchen, eyes misty behind the steam, emotional. Hell yeah, restoring the lead 92. Wire wheeling rust off the frame, till my arms scream. I catch myself tearing up as the fresh POR 15 coats it black, sealing the wounds. buffing the paint back to that deep blue gleam under shop lights. It's not just metal breathing again. It's muscle memory of roads not taken, summers hauling hay, winters whispering, hold on. These trucks, they teach you about endurance, like how a V8 coughs but never quits, or how a little rust is just character waiting to shine. We push through the afternoon, sun slanting gold through the pines. Each revival a small triumph. The 87's carburetor purring after a rebuild. That satisfying whoosh of vacuum lines kissing right. One by one, they line up outside, a ragged convoy gleaming with promise. Tailgates down like they're ready for the apocalypse or just a tailgate party. And that's secret, the last truck, the 94 Kingpin, buried deepest like the punchline you save pristine under the grime. Original 250K miles on the clock, never flipped title, paint so straight it's like time forgot to touch it. Low-mile unicorn in a herd of battered legends. The one Harlan drove to his boy's wedding and parked like a vow. Who knew Nor'isters forged diamonds from the dross? Who? What a haul. So, what's your barn ghost? That truck in the back 40, under the tarp, whispering your name through the cobwebs. Or maybe it's a memory on 4 wheels, waiting for you to turn the key. Drop it in the comments, let's hunt it down together. Swap stories till the cows come home. Hit the road, folks. Life's too short for sedans or silence. Crank it up, feel the pull, and chase what roars back.